Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about a storytelling tool that's, well, it's as powerful as it is tragic. And that's delusion. We're going to break down how just one super common feeling can be the tiny seed that leads to a character's total downfall.
All right, let's just jump right in with something we've all felt. Have you ever been in a situation that just felt massive? You know, a challenge so huge that you feel hopelessly small, like you're just a tiny speck against this overwhelming force?
So that feeling, that's what we're talking about when we say intimidation. It's that sense of inadequacy, right? Where you feel kind of diminished, a little lost. And the great thing for a writer is it's totally universal. Every single person watching or reading your story is going to know exactly what that feels like.
Now here's the thing. For most people, this feeling, it's temporary. It fades. You know, the big meeting ends, you settle into that new town, and that feeling of being so small just, well, it goes away. It's just a fleeting moment.
But what if it doesn't? That's where the real drama starts for a storyteller. What happens when that feeling of intimidation doesn't just fade away? What if it sticks around? What if it festers and starts to grow? See, when that feeling of being small just won't let go, it can morph into something way more dangerous, something persistent. It stops being just a temporary feeling and becomes a chronic state of being. And that's when you get delusion.
And let's be clear, we're not talking about some quirky character trait here. Delusion is a destructive force. It's something that can literally swallow a character whole, twisting their reality until there's no way out, except for tragedy.
Okay, so how does this actually work in a story? Let's look at an amazing example from a classic psychological horror film, A Tale of Two Sisters. It is an absolutely brilliant case study in how a character's delusion can become the engine of the entire plot.
So in the film, the story sets up this perfect storm for our main character, Sumi. First, she's grieving her mother's death. Then, bam, a new stepmother shows up. This 1-2 punch triggers this deep, profound sense of intimidation. Suddenly, she feels completely powerless and small in her very own home.
And you can literally watch her psychological journey unfold in these 4 devastating steps. It all starts with that intense feeling of intimidation. From there, the delusion starts to take root and just expands. Before you know it, she's completely lost her grip on what's real, and that path can only lead one place: tragedy.
So as this delusion gets bigger and bigger, the lines just completely blur. I mean, the world inside her head and the real world outside, they start to melt into one. She genuinely cannot tell the difference anymore between what's actually happening and what her mind is conjuring up.
And this is the crucial part. To Sumi, it doesn't feel like she's delusional. For her, this is the new reality. There's no questioning it. So all the horrific things she's imagining, in her mind, they are 100% real, and she has no choice but to react to them. And the end of the film just illustrates this perfectly. It's so tragic because she fights so hard to escape the nightmare she's in. But here's the thing. How do you escape a prison that's inside your own head? You can't. She becomes trapped forever in the very reality her mind built to protect her from that initial feeling of being small. Okay, so let's bring this back to you, the writer. What's the takeaway here? How can you use this idea of turning one simple emotion into a complete, full-blown tragedy in your own stories?
First off, always remember that this huge, complex, tragic story arc, it all starts with something tiny and relatable. That one feeling, intimidation, that's your seed. The real art, the real craft, is in how you nurture that seed, how you let it grow into this monster that just erases who the character was.
So the key is to make their delusion an active force in the story. Show, don't tell. Don't just say they're deluded. Show them misinterpreting a kind word as a threat. Make the world around them, that creaky old house, that foggy street, feel like it's confirming their paranoia. Because the best delusions, the really effective ones, they aren't random. They're a twisted mirror of the character's deepest fears. And that creates this incredible escalating path straight to a devastating end.
So, I'll leave you with this final challenge. Don't just ask, what makes my character feel small? Go deeper. Ask yourself, if that feeling took over completely, how would it reshape their entire world? How would their personal delusion rewrite all their relationships, twist their biggest goals, and ultimately turn their own hopes and dreams into the very bars of their own inescapable prison?